Welcome to episode 3 of Northwest Beer Nerds, how to host your own beer tasting. I'm Paul.
And I'm Tom, but isn't this still episode number 2?
We're shooting two episodes at once.
Because we're lazy and would rather drink than film.
Our first beer of the evening is Orval. We try in a tasting to go from least alcoholic, least hoppy, and least overpowering to most alcoholic, hoppy, and overpowering. Orval is our lightest.
Are we going to drink fast to get
beer.
there?
Well, we probably should, shouldn't we?
Cheers.
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 So I would have to say that of the Trappist breweries, Orval may be my least favorite. It is its own very unique style.
Yeah.
It was at one time considered to be one of the best beers in the world, but things have improved, in my opinion. That may be sacrilege in some people's mind.
I mean, it's just everybody's individual taste. I really enjoy Orval, but it's got its own unique flavor, and I could definitely see how, it's
funny
not
'cause
everyone's
I'm not-
cup of tea. It's different.
It's not like I'm not a sour guy. I love an Old Bruin or an East Flanders Red or a whole bunch of other
Yeah, and
sours.
it's just a different kind of sour beer. It's not tart sour. It's got this one especially, I would say, and it could be because it's a little warmer, though I normally try to drink it warm. That is a great reaction. Was that an inhale or just disgusting?
No, it's good.
Okay. There's a little more if anybody would like additional tastes. But this particular bottle seems to have a lot of the Brett funk, more so than other Orval bottles that I've had. It has a kind of a funky.
So Brett there's a whole bunch of yeast species. One of them, the typical one, is the genus and species are Cerveza. I'm just getting to the end of it part there, the Cerveza part, which, as in beer, Cervezas actually. But that's the typical ale yeast that most people know about. There's a lot of other weird yeasts that grow on different things, and Brett is one of them. Brettalococcus is the longer name for it, and it makes things taste funny.
What's it growing if you're not putting it in beer?
I don't know. I don't know where it comes. It's a wild airborne yeast.
Maybe that's one of those questions you don't want to ask.
It's a wild airborne yeast that's common in Belgium.
A friend of mine,
Grows on Belgium.
I was grows on Belgium. I was talking to a friend of mine about sour beer, and I was like, "Yeah, it's got blah blah blah, Brett, lactobacillus." His fiance, who's studying to be a doctor, goes, "Lactobacillus? That's what's in the vagina." So yes, some of these sour beer.
Throw that on YouTube.
Some of these sour beer.
Now
brewing
that you
yeasts-
mention it,
Let's do it again.
So yes, the sour beer brewing yeasts are found in many different places.
Yes.
Lactobacillus,
Stock up on the lactose.
Berliner Weiss style style and vaginas.
Sorry, dude.
now these are probiotics, by the way.
Yes.
Many of the sours are probiotic beers.
So I shouldn't be taking lacto pills. I should just be drinking more beer.
You should good beer.
Good beer.
Good
Word.
Good beer.
Word. Yes.
Word.
So Orval, I guess. Does anyone have some tasting notes? What do you taste in the beer? Phil, Steve, Joanna.
You don't know what you taste in that?
I taste beer in the beer.
Okay.
It's not like Pabst.
Okay. Good.
And it's definitely
Good.
not very sour, but it is a little tangy.
Yeah, it's got a tang. It's not very bitter, and there's not a lot of hop
No,
not at
Orval.
all.
It's
But it has-
definitely not
Steve,
a bitter
Can you,
beer. I guess if you want to typify all Belgian beers, which is difficult, but most of them are sort of yeast-driven flavors. So yeah, like something with Belgian beers, like all of these beers that we're going to drink, none of them are very highly hopped in Northwest terms. They're all yeast-driven flavors.
So disappointing, isn't it, when you're a Northwesterner?
Where are my hops?
Sorry.
You know, but I just learned. I didn't realize this year, but you build up a tolerance until this year. But you build up a tolerance to hops.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Like if you just stop drinking hoppy beers for a while, like
It's very
switch to
true.
lagers for
Which is why, Imperial IPAs and people have just gone so over the top.
yeah, they're totally like Northwest beer drinkers are like heroin addicts who are like
I need more.
More hop.
And speaking of more, as your tasting progresses, you might find yourself a little less interested in how the beer tastes, and a little more just hanging out and having a good time with your friends.
Like spank Tom's head.
Tonight we're talking. So tonight we're talking about Trappist berries. Sorry. And people coughing in the background.
That's why I prefer to drink alone. Oh. It's the birds. It's the birds.
It's your phone.
It's time to snooze.
Time to snooze.
In episode 1, he remembered to turn off his phone? No, wait. In episode 2, he still didn't remember to turn off his phone. Not a trap. No, I think 20. Two people who aren't driving home. Is anybody creeped out by drinking water out of the bathtub faucet?
I saw the lights, your face pressed up against